In the small town of Raven's Hollow, a peculiar antique shop named Ephemeral Enigmas stood with an air of mystery. It was known for housing bizarre artifacts, but none as eerie as the antique mirror tucked away in a dimly lit corner. The locals spoke of its malevolence, warning curious souls to steer clear. Sarah, a curious college student studying folklore, was drawn to the shop. Ignoring the whispers, she purchased the mirror, believing it would be an intriguing subject for her thesis. As she placed it in her apartment, an unsettling chill filled the air. Late one night, unable to resist, Sarah gazed into the mirror. Instead of her reflection, she saw a twisted version of herself, a sinister grin stretching across her doppelganger's face. Horrified, she stumbled backward, the mirror seemingly returning to normal. The following days were plagued by sleepless nights and bizarre occurrences. Shadows danced at the edge of her vision, and whispers echoed in the darkness. Desperation drove Sarah back to the mirror, where she discovered her reflection trapped in a state of perpetual despair. Each time she looked, the twisted version of herself seemed more tortured, as if absorbing her fear and anguish. Haunted by the malevolent mirror, Sarah's life spiraled into a nightmarish descent. She sought help from a local occult expert, who explained the mirror's dark history. Legend had it that the mirror fed on the emotional turmoil of those who dared to look into it, trapping their souls in a perpetual state of suffering. Determined to break free, Sarah delved into ancient rituals to sever her connection with the mirror. As the incantations echoed through her apartment, the mirror's surface rippled like disturbed water. Sarah felt an otherworldly force pulling at her, but she persisted, desperate to escape the mirror's malevolence. Finally, with a blinding flash, the mirror released its grip. Sarah collapsed, gasping for breath, the weight of despair lifted from her shoulders. The mirror, now ominously cracked, seemed to pulse with residual energy. As she left Raven's Hollow, Sarah couldn't shake the feeling of being watched. The mirror's malevolence lingered, a haunting reminder of the thin veil between the living and the supernatural. In the quiet town of Blackwood, an old mansion stood abandoned, its dusty windows hiding the secrets within. Local lore spoke of a cursed mirror that once adorned the mansion's grand hallway. The mirror, said to harbor a malevolent entity, was responsible for the mansion's dark history. A group of friends, intrigued by the tales, decided to explore the mansion one fateful night. Armed with flashlights and nerves of steel, they navigated the creaking floorboards and eerie silence. The air grew thick as they stumbled upon the grand hallway, where the mirror awaited. Drawn by an unseen force, the friends gazed into the mirror. It reflected not their own images but a shadowy figure, barely discernible in the dim light. Panic set in as they realized the figure mirrored their movements, as if mimicking their every action from the other side. Fear turned to paranoia as the friends felt the unseen observer watching their every move. Strange occurrences plagued them. Objects moved on their own, whispers filled the air, and chilling laughter echoed through the mansion. Each time they approached the mirror, the shadowy figure seemed to grow stronger, its malevolence seeping into their reality. One by one, the friends succumbed to the mirror's influence. Their reflections in the cursed glass twisted into grotesque versions of themselves, their eyes empty voids of despair. Desperate to escape the relentless gaze of the unseen observer, they attempted to shatter the mirror, but it resisted all attempts. In the end, the mansion claimed its victims, their tormented souls forever trapped within the confines of the cursed mirror. The once abandoned mansion now bore the weight of their suffering, a chilling reminder of the malevolence that lurked in the reflections of the unseen observer. High atop a desolate mountain, an ancient monastery stood, its walls echoing with centuries of prayers and mysteries. Within its confines hung a mirror with a reputation that sent shivers down the spines of even the most seasoned monks. Known as the Whispering Mirror, it was said to communicate with those who dared to look into its depths. Brother Matthias, a devoted monk, found himself inexplicably drawn to the mirror. One stormy night, curiosity overcame him, and he approached the ancient glass. As he gazed into it, he heard soft, seductive whispers that seemed to speak directly to his soul. The mirror revealed hidden desires and temptations, promising power beyond imagination. Haunted by the mirror's whispers, Brother Matthias became consumed by a dark obsession. He neglected his duties, spending hours conversing with the mirror. The whispers grew louder, urging him to unlock the mirror's ancient secrets. As the monastery fell into disarray, the other monks grew concerned for Brother Matthias's well-being. They attempted to intervene, but he was entranced, unable to break free from the mirror's malevolent influence. Shadows danced in his wake, and an unsettling aura enveloped him. One fateful night, as the whispers reached a fevered pitch, the monastery shook with an otherworldly force. The mirror's surface rippled, and a ghastly figure emerged. It bore the reflection of Brother Matthias, but with a twisted, malevolent grin. The monastery became a battleground between the forces within the mirror and the remaining monks. Desperate to contain the malevolence, they conducted ancient rituals to seal the mirror's connection to their world. As incantations filled the air, the mirror fought back, unleashing a torrent of dark energy. In the end, the mirror was subdued, but Brother Matthias's fate was sealed. His reflection remained trapped within the whispering mirror, forever whispering temptations to those who dared to look. The monastery, scarred by the ordeal, stood as a solemn testament to the malevolence that lingered within the ancient glass.